What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? Today, we got the double salute still. It's your boy Fluenceboxing back in the building. I know y'all probably like, man, what is going on right now? Man, I got a lot to talk about, man. I got a lot to talk about. I don't know how long this stream is going to be if you want me to be 110 with y'all. Um, it may be like a short, sweet, to the point. It may be a long one. Y'all see, you know what I'm saying? I went ahead, I put Fluenceboxing. Because if it does end up going into that, you know what I'm saying, we could talk a little bit about boxing since I ain't been live in a minute. It's been a while. There's a lot of reasons behind that I'm explaining. Like at first I was gonna post a short for y'all, you know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, man, I want to be long-winded with it, right? To an extent. Not where, you know what I'm saying, like I said, it's gonna go like a crazy amount of time tonight because it's already kind of late on my side. So, I don't want to be here too late, too long, but you know what I'm saying? I do want to make sure I get my point across, you know what I'm saying? Be a little bit on the different side when it comes to fluence boxing, how I'm talking, what we talking about, etc. So we may get to boxing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We may not. Um, may just be just me simply just, you know what I'm saying, breaking down why I haven't been here, why there's been such a long hiatus, what's been going on. Also why, as you guys can obviously see, I'm filming from my phone right now currently. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully the sound is good. You know what I'm saying? Because it is coming from the phone. So if anybody does end up in here hopping up in here, man, I appreciate it. Y'all can see, man, and on the thumbnail side of the game, I can't do nothing with that. We're doing it all, you know what I'm saying, free spirited. Because I really ain't got no choice. And I'm gonna explain all that to the people, the reason why I ain't got no choice, okay? And the reason why I've been gone for so long, because that's not usual. We definitely didn't want to end the year this way. Remember, it was a road to 5K before the end of the year. And me, you know what I'm saying, not being consistent with the content, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? The one thing and the most important thing is y'all and to keep continuously bringing the content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna break all that down. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna be real with the people on some different type shit. I'm gonna tell y'all what's been going on, okay? And the reasoning behind all this setup. Before we get into that though, show your boys some love. You know what I'm saying? Come up in here, hit the like button. If you're not part of the family, go ahead, subscribe to the family. You know what I'm saying? If you do end up coming here tonight, and you know what I'm saying, we get to the boxing side of the game. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We still on the stream yard, we still doing good things. So I can invite guests in here. We can talk, we can chop it up if it gets to that. I don't know if it's gonna get to that. Either way it goes though, just show some love, man. Help your boy out by showing a little bit of love, a little activity, get your boy into the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what you want. But okay. We got all that out the way. Oh yeah, let me say this too. Happy Wednesday to everybody. I hope everyone had an absolutely amazing Christmas. Hopefully y'all enjoyed your Christmas holiday, your Christmas break with your family, Christmas Eve, Christmas, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it was a good time. You was at work. You was able to, you know what I'm saying, take some time off from work. You know what I'm saying? If you was able to see your family, hopefully you enjoyed your time with your family. If you able to eat some good food, hopefully you ate some good food. And even if none of that shit was the case, if you just have some relaxed time, hopefully that was a good time for y'all, man. So happy holidays, everybody. Happy early New Year. We got the New Year coming up, so you already know. Get your New Year's resolution in mind. Get your New Year's set. I'm gonna be 100 with you, man. I think everybody. I think after I turned maybe like 15 or 16, every New Year's resolution I had, I probably broke that shit. So that's one of the hardest things in the world. But get your New Year's resolution in mind so you can have that set up, man. I remember when I was a kid, in the younger days, on the New Year's side of the game. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to go to church with my parents for New Year's, and I used to remember like right before uh, the New Year bell or the whatever you bring it in the New Year would come in. They would start just praying crazy, like you gotta pray what you want in this new year into existence. You gotta pray. This is what you want. Pray hard for it. I used to always remember that. But anyways, my whole point is just like I've always broke my resolution, but it is important to speak what you want into existence on some real, you know what I'm saying, on some real shit. But um yeah, so happy holidays, people. Happy early New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have some fun, man. Make sure you have a good time. Make sure I spend it with somebody you want to spend it with, even if that means by yourself or if that means with someone else, or that means with your family, whatever the case may be. Enjoy that shit. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing love in the beginning, man. I ain't been here in a minute, so you know what I'm saying. Anyone who watches this, anyone who gets up in here late, early, whatever the case may be, man, it's just nothing but love, positivity. I just want to make sure everybody good. I want to make sure everybody enjoying themselves. I want to make sure everybody enjoying their holidays. Anyone who, you know what I'm saying, this man, just love, positivity, blessings, man. If you're with your family, appreciate your family. You know what I'm saying. If you're by yourself, appreciate the fact that you can have peace. You know what I'm saying. If you're with a loved one, if you're with your girl, whatever the case may be, enjoy that. You know what I'm saying. Love real. Just enjoy your time. You know what I'm saying. Don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying. For real, for real. So I want to just once again salute to everybody, man. It's been a while since I've been here. Anybody who does come up in here, one thing I do want to ask, if y'all could tell me if I'm low, if y'all can hear me good, because I am using my phone for this particular live, and from here on out for a little while, excuse me, for a little while, I will be using my phone for a lot of my videos. Um, I'll be using it a lot. I'll go live every now and then, but it has to be off my phone. And then also too, when it comes to me making videos, it will be off my phone as well. But I think it's gonna make me be like mad consistent because I'm finna go crazy because I can make a lot more shorter videos doing it this way and not really be focused on trying to like get a long-winded video, make everything sound good and all that good stuff. So who knows? Maybe y'all gonna enjoy that, but I will be back doing the original format. It will be from a different location. It's gonna be a whole new setup. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You speak it. Sometimes you ain't gotta believe it. I think I believe this one, but in particular, the way you receive it is never the way you think you're gonna receive. So yeah, I'm gonna be speaking on all that and know why that's the case. So just once again, positivity, blessing to everyone. Happy holidays. Hopefully you spent it with your family. Hopefully you spent it with a loved one, or hopefully you spent it in a place at peace, even if that means by yourself, and you enjoyed it. And then once again, happy early New Year's Eve. All right, hear me? So with all that being said, let's talk about it. All right, what's going on? Why am I now doing a stream off my phone? You know what I'm saying? Why? Or like where am I at right now? This don't look familiar if part of the Black Goose TV family, or if you always be following, or if you be around every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's the case? What's the situation? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the title. Um, you think I'm over exaggerating? You think I'm capping? Not even in the least bit. All that is real. You know what I'm saying? All that is absolutely real. And so uh, a big part of the first part of that, title that I put, what I'm saying, down below where it says I almost died in the fire. That's the reason why you see what you see here right now. It was amazing. It was an amazing sequence of events. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure when I explain this, it's very clear, precise, so you guys understand everything that happened. All right. I'm not trying to make this super serious. I'm definitely not trying to make this a sob story because life is way too short to be on that type of time. So I'm just trying to tell you what's been going on. I'm trying to tell you why I ain't been here. You know what I'm saying? But we back and we're gonna be back better than ever, and we're gonna be here every day from now on. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the circumstances is, no matter what setup we got, whatever it is, man, we're gonna be grinding hard. Like 2023 already gonna be crazy. But with that being said, let's get to the story. Before I do that, you already know. You know what I'm saying? So check it. Uh it's Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Spending Christmas in a very Christmassy way for Fluence. I'm chilling all day, relaxing. That's it. I wasn't doing nothing. The only time I, got up to go get some, because I was gonna cook. I was gonna cook later tonight, later in that night, excuse me, on Christmas night. I had everything set up, everything ready, right? Only time I really went out of the crib. Also, let me kind of set up the scenario too. It's been snowing for it snowed for maybe like a day and a half, 2 days. But it's been real cold. So when it snowed, everything froze. So you know what I'm saying, it was very, very interesting weather, especially to go out and drive in anyway. So there wasn't really any point to go out like that. So and of course, y'all know Christmas, everything is closed. I would have for sure went to the gym. I would have did a TV check-in, you know what I'm saying? But it's closed. So, I'm chilling. enjoying the day off, you know what I'm saying? Just staying there, relaxing, watching a movie. I did go out, you know what I'm saying, go to the corner store. I think I got some water, some chips to hold me over. So I ate a little bit later, you know what I'm saying? So I had that in place. But that's really the only time I really went out, right? Came back into the crib. So I'm chilling. I'm watching a movie. I was watching the movie. After I watched the movie, I was watching the games, the basketball games. I was watching the basketball games, you feel me? Um, and then kind of towards the end of the night, but between there, you know what I'm saying, I was able to, cook the food, you know what I'm saying, cook my food, have me a little good meal that I made. So it was a cool little day. I was chilling, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problems, nothing like that. I was just chilling, chilling, chilling. And let me set up for you the way the crib was, like the way the crib was, a little bit of an older house that I was in, you know what I'm saying? So it was a 4 bedroom, 1 bath. The 4 bedrooms is like on like one side, you feel like 4 bedrooms is like on this side of the crib, right? All 4 bedrooms and the bathroom. And you got the living room up in this area, you feel me? Then you got the kitchen over here, right? And then you got, what I'm saying, the laundry room kind of like on the lower end, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm in my studio room, which is all the way, what I'm saying, over here, usually I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? I'm chilling, usually I got the door closed because either I go live, whatever the case may be. In this sense, I was watching a movie, so I didn't have the door closed, but I closed it a little bit later because I was doing some things, I was recording some videos, and then I ended up watching the games. And then after I watched the games, um, or towards the end of the last game, that's when I started smelling, smoke out of nowhere, right? But it wasn't a strong smell because you got to understand, like I wasn't cooking or nothing. Like I cooked something a little bit earlier, but it had been a while. So I hadn't been cooking for a while. So I was like, but I smell smoke. You know what I'm saying? It was like, did I leave something on? You know what I'm saying? Maybe the heater's on too high, but only had on like 73 because it was cold. It was. I usually don't have my heater on that high, but it was cold. I'm not even finna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So, I open my door, step outside, check my heater. Is it my filter? I just changed my filter not too long ago, my air filter, what I'm saying, for the heater. I'm like, nah, it's not that. Okay. Follow the smoke smell, walk my way down. It was coming from the laundry room. And let me set up the scenario with the laundry room, right? I have my dryer in there, right? You know what I'm saying? I washed my clothes yesterday. I did my laundry the day before, so I didn't use my dryer that day, okay? But then you got the water heater right here, right? Water heater's here, and then the electrical panel is right next to it, okay? I'm smelling smoke coming from the water heater and electrical panel area. I'm like, okay, that's weird, but I don't necessarily see anything. So, that was probably my fault where I was like, in the sense of, I maybe should have been a little bit more like, okay, why am I smelling smoke right here? But I didn't really, I was like, I don't see no smoke. I smell something, but so I left it at that. I went back into the studio room, what I'm saying? Went back to doing what I was doing, into the game, started messing with some things, recording wise, all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden, I start smelling heavy smoke. I'm like, what is going on? I look at the door. I don't see nothing, but I smell it. I go to the door. I open the door, right? And I'm like, it's kind of foggy in here. I walk forward, take a right into my living room. All of a sudden, I see a good amount of smoke. And then I'm tripping. I'm like, and then all of a sudden, it's like, that's not smoke. That's fire. I smell fire. Yeah. And then when that happened, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of going into flight or flight because I'm like, something's going on right now that I've never experienced. You know what I'm saying? I never thought would happen. I don't know what's going on. You feel me? So at this point, when I decide to be reactionary and do something, I ain't got no, like, I don't have control of my body at this point. Like when I really look back at it, like for real, like when I'm really reflecting, because I'm a real, like I appreciate y'all Black Goose TV family. It's like therapy to me right now, but because I never, spoke this extensively about it. I'm still doing it in a way where it's, respectfully and layered. But when I look back at it, at that particular point, when I kind of realized, I was like, yo, something's going on that I have never experienced. And it's almost 90, 95% sure I have no control over. That's when I started, I just like, It was like an outer body experience. Like I didn't have control of my body, my mind, or what was going on. So I won't even lie to you. Like I kind of panicked at first, but I didn't panic in a sense where I froze up. Like the first thing in my mind was just like, yo, like I gotta do something. I gotta get to this fire and I gotta find a way or get to this smoke and see what the reason why it's smoking. And I gotta solve this problem. Like I went into like, let me, how can I solve this, right? So I try to run into the laundry room, but I get into the kitchen and the smoke is so heavy, I can't really breathe. I'm like, nah. And I've seen this, it's weird. Such an out of bar experience when I think about it, because in my head, I was like, I've seen this in movies where when, what I'm saying, you see somebody run into a real, smoky place, like the place is on fire or whatnot, it's really hard for them to breathe. And in my head, I was like, nah, that's just the movies. I'm finna get down to that laundry room and I need to know what's going on. So, what I'm saying, I keep walking or running really. And I try to get into the laundry room, but the smoke is too heavy. I can't breathe. And I start coughing. So I run back out. And at this point, I'm not panicking, but I'm kind of like, damn, I can't get into the laundry room. Like, I need to see where the fire's coming from. So I tried again. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm not gonna over exaggerate it. I tried running into that three times. Every time, I had to run back out. I had to run back out. Like it was just too much because I was really just trying to get up in that joint. So when I figured out I couldn't go that way, what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I need to go outside, go because there's a security door that can lead out of my laundry room, and I need to open it from that way, right? So that's my next move. Open the door. And all this, I'm thinking about let me think about the minutes, man. It was like because it was late. It was late at this point because I remember I didn't leave my crib until after midnight, until everything was done. So it was late. So I run out my door, my front door, go to the side door connected to the laundry room. Um, I open up the laundry, the side door, security door to the laundry room. Because remember how I explained how the house was? All the bedrooms are here. Then you got the living room, kitchen, and the laundry rooms over here. So the front door is like right here in the middle. So I go out the front door and I go over to the laundry room, open that door up, and boom, I see the fire. And the fire was surrounding the hot water heater. Remember my laundry room, hot water heater here, electrical panel right here. What I'm saying? Clothes next to it, dryer, hamper. Okay. I see a fire all around the hot water heater and kind of like leading up to the electrical socket. So the first thing now, what happens in my head, and now that I think about it, that's the craziest shit in the world because it's like I realized it, but I haven't really said it. But I thought, what if the fire? I wasn't even like at that point. I kind of didn't care about the crib, nothing, my stuff. I said, if this fire blows up the hot water heater, what I'm saying? I'm dead. Neighbors might be affected. Like there's a lot of lives lost, possibly. So my first instinct is I need to try to get this out. So I run to my water hose, right? Remember, y'all, in the beginning, it had snowed. It was very cold. I try to get my water hose to go. I'm twisting it. That joint frozen, straight up frozen, no cap. And I just keep trying, and I'm trying to tell myself like it's frozen, but you good, you good. But it's like even if I turned it, the water won't flow because shit is frozen. And when that finally registered in my head, the next thing was get my mop bucket. I got water in my mop bucket, so I run back into the crib. By now, when I run back into the crib, like it's a lot of smoke. Like it's to the point where like I'm covering like this, and I'm coughing while I'm going through. I'm like, where the mop bucket? I can't really see nothing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Grab the mop bucket with the water in it, run back out. When I get back over to where the fire was in the laundry room, remember I said all it was surrounding a water heater going up to the electrical socket. Remember, I said the clothes was next to it. Now it caught onto the clothes. Mhm. Now it's on the clothes. And there was a pile right in front of me just on fire. And I just panicked and I threw the water on them clothes because I said, I don't want to get stuck. Come on, I got to get this out. And it worked. You know what's interesting too? I remember right before I threw that, I remember there are certain situations you don't want to throw water on fire, it'll make it worse. And right before I threw it, I was like, is this one of those situations? Am I going to make it worse? But I threw the water on it, it went right out on the clothes. The problem was now, this is when basically I kind of, like the outer body experience I had, I kind of came back into my senses where at that moment when I did that, I was like, I can't do nothing. Like I can't put this, I can't stop this. Like I ran in, I got a bucket of water, I threw this, I can't keep doing this. This is it's out of my control. This is completely out of my control. Once I realized that, um, I had to go into survival mode. And I said, what are the things that I need in order for me, in the case of me losing everything, to keep on going on, right? Phone, key. Well, actually, in this order, keys, phone, right? So I ran back into the house. I couldn't see anything. I remember vividly that moment. I didn't see anything. The smoke was overwhelming. I was inhaling. I don't know what I was inhaling. It was hot. I felt like I was burning up. I was just like, I need to find my phone, which I found. I was like, I need to find my keys, which I found. Ran back out. By the way, so you guys know, this whole entire time, I had no shoes on. I'm just in my socks because I ain't have time to put on those shoes. So this whole entire time, I'm straight up in my socks. So I found my phone. I found my keys. I run back out, get into the whip, skirt to the curbside. I'm calling 911, and I know I'm mad frantic. I was like, you gotta get here. It's a fire. And I realized, like, I don't know what it was, but me being in the heat, like I'm bleeding from my nose because I see it dripping on my whip. I'm not even thinking about it. I was like, I gotta get here. You know what I'm saying? 911, where you at? You know what I'm saying? I'm just dripping, bleeding from my nose, dripping from my hand, whatever the case, because I guess the heat, whatever the case may be, it got to me too much. But I'm going crazy. Luckily, where I live, there's a fire station, maybe like 15 minutes or something like that from where I stay. So they got there relatively quick. They got there, you know what I'm saying? And it took them, I want to say, man, it took them like 30 minutes to put everything out because it carried into the attic, to the top, because there's electrical wiring that goes into the top, right? So they had to get to the top of the attic, get that douse down, the bottom area, you know what I'm saying, laundry room, get that douse down. And it got to the point, it got so bad, it carried into the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. So they carried into the kitchen. So they had to get all that. So they ended up, they came, they got the fire down, they got the fire out, doused everything. This whole time, man, I'm just, I'm basically what you see now, the champion. I got some sweats on, I got some socks on. I was wearing this exact fit. By the way, I'm not a dirty nigga. It's washed now, but you're gonna understand why I'm saying this. I was wearing this exact fit, right? No shoes, nothing. It's cold as hell too that night. Cold as hell. So the firefighters, they do what they do. They come up and comes over to me. And we've been talking about this. This isn't the first time he said to me, but I'm trying to speed things along. But basically he was like, man, it was faulty electrical, you know what I'm saying? Electrical work. Like it was bad electrical work. Like whoever rehabbed the home has been rehabbed so many times, depending on who are the people rehabbing, if they don't check these things, I'm like, what I'm saying? If you don't have good electrical work, if the electric wiring isn't put together in a professional manner in the way it should be, and it's not checked uh, on a consistent basis, what I'm saying, it can overload your hot water heater. And it said, apparently or seemingly there was a problem with the electrical and how it was connected. And it was some faulty wiring that ended up resulting from like it was in the top of the attic for it to come down into the socket, and it caused the hot water heater to overload. So basically, I'm in a situation. You feel me? Down, hear this shit. So it's like I'm in a situation where a fire on my life has been put in jeopardy, straight up based off of, you know what I'm saying, faulty electrical work. And you know, at the end of the day, that's a one on side. Make sure ain't money. Paranoid, you want to be making sure, you know what I'm saying, people ain't on no crazy stuff. But you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I was put into a position where, you know what I'm saying, there was a big possibility I could have lost my life based off of faulty electrical work. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make this into that. So I'm not. I'm just really just telling y'all like all what this is about and why I'm doing this live is strictly and specifically only about why I've been gone. I'm not gonna get into all the sentimental stuff. That's not what it's about. But I'm just telling y'all there's a reason for my hiatus. Why I haven't been been here lately. You know what I'm saying? Why are you seeing this particular format of video? Why it's not a familiar background. I'm just letting y'all know that's all I'm doing. This is all what this is about. And then maybe we can transition into some boxing if we get there. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make this sentimental, specific, nothing like that. I'm just telling you the reason why I've been gone and why there's a different look right now, but it's only gonna get better, I promise you. But so basically, you know what I'm saying, the firemen, fire department, they do their thing. They tell me, it's faulty electrical wiring. They get rid of the fire, they douse everything, you know what I'm saying? So they leave. And then they tell me too, they're like, hey, you got a place to stay tonight. You know what I'm saying? The one person that I know in the area, they're out traveling. Actually, not traveling, visiting their son in California. So I couldn't go there. My phone was on 2%, so I wasn't able to charge my phone. Um, I won't go into the specifics, but what I'm saying, I basically had to go to a situation I didn't want to in order for me to be in a position where, I'll be able to charge my phone and be able to communicate. But I don't want to get into too much of the events after because the events after isn't really important. But what I'm saying, everything I just explained happened. That was real. And that was the main reason why y'all ain't seen me. Thank God it didn't touch my computer, it didn't touch the laptop, microphone, nothing like that. So I still got everything. I still got the setup. But yeah, I'm not in the spot right now where I can actually put the setup in, you know what I'm saying, and do all that because of the fire, because of this, that's particular situation. But you know what I'm saying? When I do get myself back situated in the sense of, I'm back in the crib, a new crib, obviously, the setup's going to be crazy, and this is what I was saying earlier when I first started to stream. I'm like, it's crazy. It's like, I remember, a lot of times when we would start to stream, I would tell you, I'm like, look, I'm finna upgrade stuff. We finna have some new shit going on. Uh, Background's finna be crazy. The sound finna be crazy. Like all types of different things, right? Like I was saying that. And I'm like, in this particular situation, I'm like, it's finally gonna be happening, but it's not happening in my time, and it's not happening how I want it. But hey, what I'm saying, you speak something, you believe it, you receive it. What I'm saying, a lot of times you don't have control over it. So I'm trying to look at the positive out of all this, but at the end of the day, I wanted to come. I wanted to tell y'all, I'm like, look, it's not like, what I'm saying, I didn't want to go live. It's not even the fact that it was the holidays. You know what I'm saying? I really had just a crazy, traumatic experience. Never thought it would happen. So obviously, the reasoning behind all this, the reason why, what I'm saying, I'm going live off my phone. Hopefully y'all could, by the way, sound check, make sure y'all let me know y'all can hear all this because it would suck if I was talking and I was explaining all this and y'all could barely hear me. But the reason for the setup, the reason for everything, the reason for the hiatus, y'all not seeing me on that case, is strictly because, you know what I'm saying, I had a crazy Christmas or the day after Christmas, however you want to call it, because some would say it would be the day after because it went into like 1 in the morning. Some would say it would be whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I was in a position, I almost lost my life on some real shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Depends on what you believe in, God, luck, whatever. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. And by the way, too, the fire, it took all my clothes. I got my computer. You know what I'm saying? I still got the computer, the microphone, speakers, all that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? When I do put myself in a new spot, we're gonna be on the hunt. We're gonna be there. And we got J Rock in the building. What's good with it, J Rock? Good to see you up in here, bro. And we're gonna get to the boxing soon, I promise, man. But I had to let the people know. I had a fire, man. Faulty electrical wiring, man. Almost lost my life. So that's why I haven't been. I've been MIA because y'all know usually I would, you know, I go live or I'll drop videos at least 5 to 6 days out the week. But um, man, Christmas to the day after, big fire happened in my crib. So I've been, you know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, I'm not in my spot. I'm going off my phone because I can't set up my setup yet because I'm not in a permanent spot yet. So I'll be back in a permanent spot. But I don't mean we don't stop the crap. I'm still going. I had to get my mind right because I know it's Wednesday. It happened like technically like it happened Christmas, but technically it also happened Monday too because it was like midnight. So it's been like 3, 4, or 1 or 2 days technically, but I had to get my mind right. I had to get a lot of things set up. I had to make sure I had things in place where, you know, I'm not at a place where I'm in a complete loss because, you know, like I said, it burned. Like, all my clothes is gone. I had a lot of clothes. I had a lot of clothes. I had a lot of clothes that I kept from me not growing up, but me like maybe from college up to now. Then I had new clothes. All of it got burnt. So that's gone. But I do got the things that I was hoping and praying that I wouldn't lose. So that's the best thing about it. Yes, it. Appreciate that, man. Nah, man. Promise you, man. I've been going live the whole entire time, bro. I've been going live the whole entire time, but um, yeah, that shit happened. But I'm still gonna be going crazy. Like now, since I kind of got like I got my mind right, I got everything situated and set up in the sense of, you know what I'm saying? I know how I need to be moving next. You know, I don't really feel like you know, everything's kind of all over the place and things like that. So you know, with things kind of being in order, me taking care of business and all that type of stuff after everything that's happened, it's like I felt comfortable finally. Like, all right, let me go live. Let me tell the people why I've been gone. This was definitely not my intentions for this to be, man. Like, I would be, you know, I was like, my goal, my plan, like, do something every day, maybe take 1 day off. You know what I'm saying? Keep bringing the content. But sometimes, you know, you can't always dictate what you want to do in your life. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta let life control life itself. You feel me? So that's kind of what happened with me. But we're not gonna stop the grind. Trust me. So what's gonna be happening? So with that being said, y'all, that's the story. That's the reason why I've been gone. That's the reason why there's been a hiatus. That's the reason why you got this new look, or me, you know, basically going live off the phone, etc. So, with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna talk to y'all, especially since we got the new year coming up, man. We might as well be on the New Year's resolution side of the game with Black Goose TV. But you know what I'm saying? With all that being said, uh, I've been telling y'all I got big plans for the channel. I've been telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of things that I wanted to incorporate, and one of the biggest things is basically having a new setup, getting a better camera, a little bit better lighting, things like that. So, you know, I'm gonna be going to a new place regardless. So, with all that being the case as well, um, that's gonna be coming. You know what I'm saying? Even with some of these things that have happened where it doesn't, you know, seems like a negative in my life, there is also some blessings coming my way too, and I'm just hoping that some of those blessings will be blessed enough for me to carry this on to the YouTube channel, because I just want to be 100 with y'all family. Like, this has been like if you want me to be 100 with you, this has been really like me. I would say it's like a year and a half, me really appreciating y'all and giving y'all the content you enjoy. This YouTube channel is 4 years old. Like, it's 4 years old. It's not. This isn't a young YouTube channel. Um, but if you want to talk about me taking it seriously, as far as what I want to do with it, how I want to interact with y'all, and making it and what it is, I would say it's really only like a year and a half old, maybe. I can even argue maybe a year, because um, for a long time I really didn't know what I was doing or what I wanted to do with this channel, but now I finally do. And you know what I'm saying, I appreciate y'all showing love, support, rocking with me, and doing it. So you know what I'm saying, everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why, because I'm like, like, I could have easily been asleep, not knowing what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could have been a million different things. I could have been, in the bathroom. I could have been I could have not have been home. I could have not been home and that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Destroy everything. So there's a reason why things happen. So I'm like, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna try and waste that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to not take any of this into consideration. Like, I got plans. Like, when I get back set up, I'm into a crib, all that stuff. When I'm good, and I plan for that not to take too long, because you know what I'm saying, right now I'm in a hotel. Nobody want to be in a hotel for too long, man. That's expensive. So I'm gonna myself into a crib real quick. The setup's gonna be flawless. I won't say flawless. There's always room for improvement, but the setup's gonna be much nicer than what y'all used to. Here I said, we're gonna rock with you, bro. Just don't change this channel to a boo-boo content only channel. Hey, hey, let's be real. As much as I would love to do that, J Rocks, unfortunately, not only am I getting older, but all of my favorite fighters are getting older. So I'm like, Boo Boo, I don't even think he got that much in his career to change, to make the whole channel about Boo Boo. I'm like, Boo Boo got about 4 fights left in him. Let's be real. All the people we used to talk about, like Jamal Charlo, Jamel Charlo, Canelo, all that, Gervonta. I'm like, they all got 4 or 5. Not Gervonta, but Boo Boo, man. They got Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Keith. They all got about 4 fights left in them. And we're gonna be moving on to a new era. That's a fact. So with that being said, appreciate J Rocks for the great transition. I didn't know if we was gonna go into boxing or not, but it is Fluenceboxing for a reason. So y'all go ahead, clip up that first 37 minutes. Actually, I'll probably do it and I'll probably drop it just so y'all know. I'm still probably gonna go ahead and drop the little short that I was planning to drop, just so you can get a quick version of it. But that's the reason why I've been gone, y'all. It's not on purpose. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping, no, I'm knowing there ain't gonna be nothing but better to come from this. I got a lot planned from y'all. I got a lot of improvements for y'all. I got a lot of improvements for myself. And I can't wait to get this shit started. I can't wait to showcase it. Happy early New Year's. Let's get into some boxing talk, man. All right. Like I said, I don't want to be on too late. I don't want to make this too long. You feel me? We're 38 minutes in. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's 11:36 of my time. I'm not really tripping. I got Friday off. So tomorrow, it's gonna be a pretty leisure day. Like, look, if y'all want to be real, today at work, I gotta be. I go in at work at 9, right? I didn't go to sleep the night before until 4 in the morning. So I'm working off of 5 hours of sleep right now. But I ain't sleepy none. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I'm like, shit. Like I said, it's been a crazy weekend. So right now I ain't worried about it. But let's go a little bit into this boxing talk, man. I'm not gonna go too extensively into it, because I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't been paying attention to boxing that much. I've kind of just seen, obviously, the most popular headlines. So then, obviously, as you guys can tell, like, I don't have the different sources. I got my other phone over there, so if I really wanted to, I could use my other phone. But you know what I'm saying, I want this to just kind of just be, you know what I'm saying, just real straight talk to y'all and just keep it 100 for the most part. But the Gervonta Davis situation, all right? And as long as I've had this channel, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Um, I don't necessarily talk about these type of things. when it comes to boxers. Like the only legal situation I ever talked about was two different legal situations, right? Was the Deontay Wilder lawsuit against Tyson Fury, where, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to go ahead and force the third fight. And then the other lawsuit that I talked about was the Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum lawsuit. And I didn't even really talk extensively about the Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum lawsuit. I just kind of just let y'all know, okay, this is what the basis of it is. The only lawsuit I kind of talked about, or excuse me, the only legal matter, legal situation that I talked about to somewhat to an extensive point was the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury one, where Deontay Wilder was trying to force Tyson Fury, well, not force Tyson Fury, but he was trying to have Tyson Fury basically abide by what he signed in the contract by giving him that trilogy fight, which ended up obviously happening ultimately, and Deontay Wilder lost. J Rock said, "We're gonna rock with you, bro." Oh yeah, that's right. My bad, boy. But so with that being the case, um, as we know, boxers, I won't say always, but like any other sport, like life in general, people get themselves in situations that sometimes the only way that you can explain it or the only way that it can get resolved is through the system, right? Through court, police, all that good stuff, right? And a lot of times when it comes to personal matters, a lot of times when it comes to people's personal lives, and all of a sudden the court system or the legal system ends up coming into play, I usually prefer not to discuss those type of things. That's not really my game. That's not really my type of time. And the reason why I'm saying that is not because I don't understand it, because I understand it extensively, or at least to a good degree. But it's just because I don't like to try and prove something that hasn't been proven as of yet. But in this particular situation, I'm not necessarily going to talk about what he was accused of, but mostly I'm going to talk about how this is going to affect him, right? And will it affect him? Because that's something that I've been looking at. I've been seeing a lot when it comes to YouTubers. I'm not here to take sides. I don't do that, but I do think it's a very interesting situation. We're a week out from him fighting, saying Luis Garcia. Um, and I'm not going to repeat anything when it comes to reports or anything like that because I have not looked at it extensively. I have an idea of all of that, if that makes sense. But I'm not, I'm not a master of it. I haven't just read it over, try to get it understand and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely not going to speak on that particular part of it. But I do think it is interesting. And the reason why I do think it is interesting, as of anyone else, is because as serious as this matter is, the time frame of it happening, it's it's almost alarming, right? Um, obviously I don't have a lot to go off of. And this is what I mean. Let's say you're watching some of the embedded videos when it comes to UFC. They're talking about their weight cut. You're watching some of the Showtime series talking about his weight cut. I even remember when Adrian Broner and Gervonta Davis did their own thing when it came to, or it was really Adrian Broner 24. I forgot what he called it. But it was their own little series leading up to their fights where they were documenting it. And Adrian Broner and Gervonta Davis, they were fighting the same card, or they were fighting the same week. I can't remember specifically right now. Influenced. Um, and basically, Gervonta and Adrian Broner were training together, but they were in a different house. They were in a house. They were both completely away from their families during this training time, right? And you know, to my knowledge, majority of the time, a fighter will choose whether or not how either there's some majority of the time. Most fighters, if they have families, they want to spend that training time away from it, so there's no distractions. There is, the few fighters, in a very specific category where they're like, okay, I want my family to be there. but during training time, not necessarily. So, like, what was interesting to me about this whole situation is he's a week away from his fight, right? That means he's most likely at the last stages of him cutting weight, the most irritable. I just don't really understand why he would be, and this may come off as wrong, why you would be around something that can trigger you so emotionally, like your family. So it's like that's the first thing I'm trying to think to myself. This is me not trying to displace the blame, put anything else, but that's the first thing I'm like, why are you even in a situation where there's a possibility of you dealing with something that's going to be irritable or is going to make you, feel or cause a certain scene when you're not already in the best mindset or in the best physical condition to even deal with something like that because you're in the state of you're at the end of your training camp, you're weight cutting. Like I don't even understand how and why he's in that position. It doesn't make any sense to me. How does he get to? How is he somehow okay? Well, I just it doesn't make any sense. We're talking about a week out. J. Rock said probably staying for a kid or something. But this is my thing, J. Rock. You're a week out from your weight cut. You're a week out. It doesn't make any sense for you to go see kids, stay with the kid, anything like that, unless you're notoriously, consistently known to be that type of fighter where I always want my family with me. It doesn't make any sense. And at least what's documented when it comes to Gervonta Davis is that's not him. He usually spends his training camps with his team away from that type of situation. So it's like the thing for me is what I'm trying to figure out is how a week before your fight, you're at the end of your weight cut. You're now in a situation where there's a possibility that you can act out, be triggered, deal with something emotionally that you don't need to deal with at that time. We got Dub in the building. What's good with it, Dub? I'm off the phone tonight. I can still, by the way, so y'all know, y'all can still hop in. I can still drop a link. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all want to get up in here, but that's my biggest question is like it doesn't make any sense to me where it's like Gervonta Davis has never been known necessarily to spend his, or at least what's been, I don't know specifically. I don't got the inside scoop. I don't got the news. I don't got none of that. But what I'm saying is I've just never heard for him to be in a situation the week of the weight cut in any fighter where you can get triggered and you can put yourself in a bad situation. How was he allowed to be in that situation? I'm not taking any blame away from Gervonta Davis. I'm just saying, how did someone on his team drop the ball? And I actually have a theory on that because, as we all know, this is going to be Gervonta Davis's first fight without Floyd Mayweather and TMT. I'm not trying to get conspiracy flu on y'all, but I'm just saying, I can say who's allowing him to do so. He don't got the same team around. Let's remember that. I'm gonna drop that link. Let's get it. I'm telling you, hold up. I'm on my conspiracy side of the game, man. I'm on my conspiracy side of the game, for real, for real. I'm just saying, this is the first fight Gervonta Davis has not been with TMT. And all I know is every time there's been a problem with TMT, it's got cleaned up. They would have never allowed something like this to happen, bro. What's good with it, man?
Salute to my brother, man. Flu, what's going on, brother? Listen, I've been saying this. So I'd have been on two panels since last night talking about this exact subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I thought it was a joke to some degree, but I said this. I said I'm waiting to see the Floyd set him up conspiracies. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's it.
waiting for.
Well, not a setup. I won't say it's a setup. I'm just saying.
Don't do it, Flu. Don't
Look, look,
do
look, 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 look. Hear me out. Hear me out. What I'm saying is Floyd could have a team that is able to prevent certain things from being too big. You feel me? We know. I'm like, we don't know what the case this was, but we seen a situation where Gervonta Davis was on some crazy things. You know what I'm saying? A couple years back, and it wasn't even a big deal. Floyd has influence. He has money to, you know what I'm saying, make things go away or like no one pay attention. So I'm not saying he got set up. I'm just saying without that protection, Gervonta Davis is like, you can't move as reckless as you could before. Because you don't have, you know what I'm saying, someone to be like, wait, hold up. I'm gonna pay for this, I'm not gonna let it get out. That's so I'm on my conspiracy Flu. Go ahead. How you feel about that?
Well, clearly that's Gervonta Tank Davis's fault. Um, it was interesting to me if you look at the statement that he put out and how he pointed out that he was doing this all by himself. He doesn't have PR, so and so, so and so, so and so, whatever. That's why he's making this statement. What that is saying to me is clearly, you hands if you're gonna be moving forward to be to take control of your career and take the training wheels off, you didn't study enough to know that you need other people beside you. You need a PR person. You know, you need a fixer. Hey, I'm going to be honest. That's what you really need. You need a fixer. We may think that those individuals don't exist, but they definitely exist in the realm of um, celebrities. You need these things there: a lawyer, fixer, a PR person. Man, build your team correctly. The next thing is I don't know if it's true what you're being accused of. If it is true, damn it, put his ass under the jail. Let him serve all the time he need to serve. If
Can
it's
I
not
wait real
true,
quick on
oh,
that? On that.
let me just say this.
Okay,
Let me just say this.
go ahead.
If it's not true, and I'm not picking a side because I don't have the evidence either way. If it's not true, then the woman she should be prosecuted for giving false statements or putting this man under false prosecution, if that's the
Can I
case.
can I ask
Go
this
ahead.
real quick?
Go ahead.
What is she accusing him of? Because I don't know the specifics on that.
Supposedly, what
Allegedly as well.
allegedly, there it is, allegedly, what the crime was some type of battery causing physical harm or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the statement, but it was something along the lines of assault and battery causing physical harm. No, domestic violence causing physical harm. The problem is if that's the case, well, they let him out of jail with $1,000 bond. $1,000 bond, that means you're gonna get a bail bond and pay $100 and you out of jail. The case can't be too serious if you getting out on
And
$1,000 bond.
and,
I'm just
and
saying.
Devontae is a very high profile celebrity, right?
I'm just saying.
And
That's
we just saw what happened with another high profile celebrity. So if they want to get you for something, they gonna get you. I'm just gonna say.
and so for him to get off with that type of bond, it seemed like they're saying that the witness right now, the state, they're the ones who are pressing the charges. The witness, she's not coming forward asking to press any charges. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard and the reports that are out there. We got to see what happened. At the end of the day, I can't make I can't say whether the brother is guilty or innocent. I need more evidence. I know it can go both ways as far as domestic situations. But I will say a lesson can be learned. And in my opinion, the lesson that is learned here is you can't let a woman provoke you. You got to make sure you're in control of yourself and that you don't allow anything to get or at worst you're able to walk away from a situation before it escalates into whatever this escalated into. And I just hope, this ain't the first time we done seen Tank in these type of situations. And so at the end of the day, I hope the brother get help. And when I say help, man, look at what Tank came from, what he grew up with, man. Individual like that, like a lot of us who have wild backgrounds or things that happened in our past, man, we can all use some type of counseling, some type of. So it's not to say anything negative about the brother. It's just saying at the end of the day, man, you can't always handle everything yourself, and it seems like with this being, I believe, the third situation that we've seen like this, it seems like there may be some underlying a situation that, hey, at the end of the day, man, surround yourself with the best people possible and get the help that you need, that you can be the best person you can be. And man, I wish nothing but the best for Tank.
Kind of, what's good with it, J Rocks? Salute to you, man.
Yo, what up? What up?
Good,
Man, that shit was when I
anything?
heard that news, because I Tank's one of my favorite fighters. Obviously we don't know yet, we don't know it, what happened, but it is kind of like the bond. I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with all that stuff, but such a low bond for something so serious. And then there's pictures like circulating of, I don't know if it's this actual girl, but this girl looking like real beat up, and I'm like, there's no way if it can be that serious, and his mom was so low. There's some YouTubers, boxing talk show. I don't want to say their names, but they're like eating this up. But they love it. They love that this is happening. They love that this happened to Tank. And I'm just like, how can he be just such a hater like that? And um, they're just F Tank, he's a piece of this and that, and that channel. I mean, all they mess with is Mexican fighters. I'm Mexican myself, but all they mess with is Mexican fighters. And anytime something like this happens to Tank or some news about Devin or whatever, I'm just like, bro, like, what? This guy's like, he was gonna give us some good ass fights. Like, why would you wish bad upon this guy? So I don't know. I hope it's not as bad, or I hope it's not too serious like that. But if it is, then I mean, yeah, I mean, he kind of has to pay for it.
So I wanna put my little 2 cents in real quick. So I haven't been researching this the way I usually research topics just because there's a lot going on. But from a little bit I have been doing, there is audio that's out from the 911 call from his baby mama, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, respectfully. She sounded in distress. She did sound scared. My thing is, look, I'm not going to jump to conclusions on anything that has happened. One of the main things that you can go off of is Bell. Depending on what the bell is set at, you can kind of get an idea of how serious the situation is. As everybody already knows, if you're talking about somebody who's able to pay $100 to get on a bell, I'm not saying that any of the allegations is valid, because they could be, but for some reason, the particular law enforcement felt like the threat wasn't what it was explained to be. Now, you can still say, well, this is a high-profile person, millions of dollars, and he just got released today. So he spent at least a day in jail. So it was a low bond, but he did go in, I believe, was it over the weekend? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nah, it happened Tuesday.
So it happened Tuesday. So he spent a day then in jail.
Not even. He probably spent less than 24 hours in jail.
So he spent less than 24 hours in jail. He had a low bond. So you can go off of that saying, okay, this is how serious, at the very least, law enforcement and police felt it was. Because if there's anything more so, they would set a higher bond. It would be a little bit more to struggle with, etc. That doesn't take away anything that he's done. But I'm like, even though I haven't extensively looked at it, but just at that basic level, you can get an idea of how serious whatever the situation may be, right? And then you're also going to get a better understanding when, I believe, the fight versus Luis Garcia is still going to happen. So I think if he's still going to fight Garcia, I don't want to be disrespectful, but in my personal opinion, I'm going to go back to my conspiracy theory and say this is his first fight without TNT and Floyd. And if y'all were to act like Floyd and TNT was not influential in making sure Gervonta, and see, I'm not even a big fan of Floyd as a promoter. I still remember when he used to tell us that Gian Love was supposed to be the next big thing. I'm not a big fan of him. But what he does know how to do is protect his fighters, and he does also know how to do is pay his fighters. He also knows how to put his fighters in a position where, even if they didn't succeed the way look at Mickey Beck, look at Gian Love, look at the guys that he said was going to be something great, but they're still in a position where they're making money. So People can talk all they want about Floyd, but it's very interesting to me. As soon as his first fight is outside of that particular camp, whoever this significant other was, they somehow felt empowered enough to be like, I can do this the week of his fight and create controversy. Do you think she would have ever felt like she would be able to do that while he was with Floyd and TMT? I'm just saying. That's conspiracy flu right now. I'm on my conspiracy flu. I'm gonna leave it at that. Anybody want to respond to that? Go ahead.
No, but even if I mean, if this is his baby mom or whatever shit, they have a kid together. I mean, fuck, that's just crazy that she'd be willing to do something like that. So I mean, ultimately, his success is his kid's success and her as well. You know, it's just
I could tell
that's
J
just
Rox, you younger than me. You gotta understand. In that
we got.
situation, it ain't about that. It's not respectfully, it's not about the kids. It's about what they got going. It's about if because I don't know what this I don't want to try and act like I know what's going on with that situation. But if you're talking about a baby mom and they're not married, but I also know I'm like he's had kids, so I don't know which one it is. So I don't want to speak on something I don't really know because I know he has a specific lady I believe is his fiance or he recently had a baby by correct. I don't know if this is the same
Yeah.
one.
The only thing I read was that I guess he came out. I think he made a statement saying that one minute he was in the living room with his kid, and then the next minute him and his baby mom were going at it. So I mean, I'm sure he has a kid with this lady,
Okay, so
but
that is her. Yeah, I,
yeah,
I understand it. And me personally, I truly believe, and this could be completely wrong. If he was still with Floyd Mayweather and TNT, Floyd would have been like, during the week of the fight, I know you want to be around your kid and your baby mom, but you don't need to be around them.
yeah,
And that's why we have never seen this when he was with. Yes, we have seen actions that have happened outside of him, excuse me, outside of a fight when there was a fight about being prepared. But when have we ever seen Gervonta Davis do something like this during preparation for a fight? The worst thing we've seen him is miss weight. But something like this, I'm not saying he's never done anything like domestic. I'm not saying he's never done anything like that, but it was outside of him getting ready to perform and put on the band. That's all. That's my point.
yeah. I mean, but for that, I mean, then that means that this guy's just a hothead. Like, I mean, he he's known for this type of shit. But I don't know. I guess we just gotta wait for the accusations to actually come out. I don't know. It seems maybe. I mean, maybe she was trying to get money out of him, or maybe he is the hothead, and Mayweather was always covering after him.
Let me ask you this, J Rocks, because I'm like you said, saying you're a YouTube channel, they were bashing them.
Yeah.
With what was being said, if they did have a dispute, if he did end up being physical, which warranted him, to be taken away, arrested, etc., what would your perception be of Gervonta Davis if all these things were true, but it wasn't enough damage or extensive enough for the police to say, hey, we got to take this guy in, we got to follow through. Maybe it was just like, hey, they had a dispute, they called the police, that happened, but we're not following through with it. But
Mm.
it did happen. How would you feel? Would you change your perception on it?
No, well, it just depends. I mean, I think nowadays I've been around people that are in toxic ass relationships, and I've seen, the woman swing on the man, and dude having to defend themselves. And no, I mean, it just depends on the situation. Like, uh, I really can't. I mean, if he just straight up like fucking went on a rage and for no reason, started beating this chick, then yeah, then this, come on, no, that's kind of fucked up. But a lot of different variables. What if this girl was, started stalking him or started doing something, like I don't know, it's just different. Me personally, I would know to contain myself, but everyone reacts different, in different situations. And if he's getting physically assaulted himself, I mean, technically, he has the right to defend himself. But again, I mean, if that's not the case, and he just went on this type of beat down, then that's kind of fucked up. He kind of does have to pay for that, regardless if he's one of my favorite fighters or not. I mean, you don't do that if that's how it happened.
So, Dub, let me ask you this: if Dub, you listening, and I also want to ask J Rock as well, but I want Dub to get in something. Do you think the fight with Garcia still happens? Do you think this was a serious enough matter to keep from the Garcia versus Gervonta Davis fight to happen?
So, in my opinion, and a day which I figured because it was what Christmas, the day after Christmas, something like that, the day after Christmas, whatever. It seemed like he had time scheduled off anyways. Even though he should be in training camp, in my opinion, he should be getting ready to cut those last few pounds. But it did seem like for him and I have heard that he's trained in Florida before, and I've heard he's trained in Miami. Broward County isn't far from Miami. You know what I mean? So I don't know what was going on, but at the end of the day, my thing is, bro, you're supposed to be in camp training, getting ready to cut them last few pounds. I still think he can do it if as long as his camp was what it was. The thing is when you listen to some of the things he's saying, right? That's what kind of I think he can still fight. A day, 24 hours in jail. Okay, you missed a day of workouts, but you still should be working out to the point that you're in shape. Even when you was there, you could have been running in place or something. I don't know, but all I'm saying is at the end of the day, if you really want to make this fight, which I think you need to make this fight happen with everything that's going on, it still should be able to happen. It's not like it was 2 months or 2 weeks that he's been locked up or anything like that. So if camp was going good, you get out, he should be able to go right back to camp and be making sure that he's on weight for next week. That's what I think. But then, like I said, listen to what he's tweeted and said, saying when you've had fans say, "Are you going to fight?" and he says certain things like, "Man, fuck this fight, this, that, whatever." It seems like the mental aspect of it is messing with him. And so if you're not right mentally, I don't want him to get in the ring, but at the same time, that's a stacked card that you have. Think about who's on that card. Boots, Demetrius Andrade, somebody else that I can't think of right now. Speedy Rashidi Ellis. You know what I'm saying? This is a pretty nice stacked card for the PBC. And if he doesn't fight, then you're sacrificing the card, and it's supposed to be a pay-per-view card. I mean, it's a lot going on right now.
Can I say this real quick?
Going on.
This is me kind of being stupid. I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is me kind of being stupid. But if Davis ends up not wanting to fight, you know who's going to be the main event? It ain't going to be Boots. You know who's going to be the main event?
It's not going to be Andrade.
It's going to be Boo Boo versus Nicholson. I'll put money on that.
Bro, the whole shit might
get Boo Boo versus Nicholson, bro.
They're not going to be able to put that on pay-per-view, bro. The whole card.
They have to. It's too late. They can't. They're not going to cancel that. There's too many niggas getting paid already. They will not cancel it. There's, like you said, it's too big of a card. There's no way they're going to cancel that joint. They can't.
Well, hey, you can't put it on pay-per-view, and if you do put it on pay-per-view,
they will. It's just going to be a bad pay-per-view. Ain't
nobody buying that. Who buying it? Besides
it's crazy.
You. We know
it's crazy. It's crazy. People was coming at me for Terrence Crawford versus David Avison, but nobody talked about the numbers that Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius did. They had a pay-per-view. They had a pay-per-view of Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin. You don't think they'll do a pay-per-view of Nicholson versus Andrade?
Bro, I ain't buying that. This is the problem. I ain't buy the and I buy pay-per-views up until recently. I didn't buy the Luis Ortiz shit. I didn't buy the Helenius versus Wilder shit. I didn't buy Bud. I'm not buying no, man. Listen, y'all gonna stop charging me for these ragged ass fights.
See, that's the problem, Dub. I gotta push you on game. I don't be paying for none of these fights, man. I be streaming all these bitches, man.
Oh, you don't pay for none of the fights?
Hell no.
I be paying for fights, bro. I'll buy fights.
I don't pay for them shits, bro. Hell no, look, because I'm gonna be 100 with y'all, man. Look, I'm a big supporter, and everybody be like, if you don't pay for fights, you're not supporting the fighters. Nah, nigga. If you don't talk about what the business of boxing is, you don't support the fighters. None of these fighters get points off of pay-per-view, only the top 1%. So us paying for fights does not put money in the pockets of fighters. We're putting money in the pockets of promoters. So I probably say I don't pay for fights.
We kind of need to put money in their pockets, unfortunately, because they're the ones who make the fights. And if they don't make the fights, if they ain't making the fights, then we ain't gonna see what we want to see anyway. So
all I know
We
is
already
BOK
missing out.
Prime. BOK Prime. It was a trash event, but them niggas paid out them fighters. From what I know, I have a lot of people coming to cut. He didn't make 10 mil. He made damn near close to
I
it.
don't
So
know.
I'm like, this is
I don't
good,
know how much you made. So I don't care how much you made. I could care
bro. He
less.
know it. But I'm saying that's important because a guy like Terrence Crawford, who what I'm saying, if you talk to the majority of boxing fans who don't feel like they don't respect him, they don't feel like he's a draw, ain't nothing. If he can get a bag, that's something that should show that a lot of these fighters can get a bag. You don't have to be liked by the majority of, what I'm saying, the YouTube boxing people or the TV boxing people. As long as you can put yourself in the right position, you can get a bag. And I'm like, I think that's what's so special about MMA fighters is, and even though MMA fans is kind of like they're the worst fans in the world, but I'm like, the fact that they're willing to, okay, I was in the UFC, but then I can go over to PFL and get a bigger bag in PFL because in the UFC, I just wasn't, a top 3 fighter. I couldn't get pay-per-view points. But I can go over to PFL and I can get $1 million. Like, I think that's important. Like, I think that's something that we should respect and we should appreciate. Like, just because we may not be a fan of the fighter, I think more options for the fighters to make money, especially in boxing. I think that allows for a lot more, creative fights and a lot more entertaining fights and a lot more events that we can appreciate. That's my personal opinion. That's why I'm so in support of that.
All right, so this is going to be the problem when you take and especially in the sport of boxing. The problem we already see in the sport of boxing is side, quote unquote, sides of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Promotional brands not working with other promotional brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you take the route of shit, I'm going to get the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a situation like with Bud. Bud over with BLK Prime right now.
Well, no, I was listening to one fight deal. He ain't with him no more.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you with the one fight deal. Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Yeah, I'm listening.
This is why I'm saying more is worse in this situation. Bud is over there right now, right? Or he's not over there, but that was his last fight. And
That's what he's
so
waiting.
you've heard we've heard people like Boots. Boots said something to the effect of I'll fight Bud on BLK Prime. Knowing that that's not possible with Boots being signed over with Showtime, Cameron Duncan and Showtime. They're not gonna sit there and say, nah, yeah, you can go fight over there. We don't want nothing. Hence, think about what we saw earlier this year when it came down to your favorite fighters, Jaime Munguia against Charlo. Jaime Munguia wanted to smoke, Charlo wanted to smoke, but what happened? The promotional brands got together and was like, nah, well, Charlo fight with Showtime, PBC Showtime.
They
Jaime
couldn't get the
Munguia,
broadcasting deals right.
there we go. They couldn't get the money right. And so as long as we have more and more companies, the more conflict we're going to have and the less fights we're going to see. And so I understand. And I want
I
the
feel like
fighters
it
to get
depends on the
paid.
situation, though. I feel like it depends on the situation when it comes to that. Like, especially when the younger companies coming in, they don't have as much control. So the top heavy fighters that they bring, they're gonna have to pay them. So it's like it's very hard to break into the boxing scene. So it's like if you want to be real, I don't think BOK Prime's gonna last. I don't think a lot of these. I think the only way you can see a major streaming service come into combat sports is they already have to have an extensive collection when it comes to what they're doing. Oh, I'm Amazon. I got all this stuff going. I'm Paramount. I got all this stuff going. Whatever the case may be, it's just kind of like an add-on. Like BLK Prime, in my personal opinion, they're just using this to kind of make people be like, I didn't know what BLK Prime was before this, and I'm a boxing fan, right? Now, I'm not saying I'll go and click and see what type of movies they or TV shows they have off, but
They
BLK
got
Prime is
TV
a
shows?
streaming. They're not a sports streaming service. They're like an Amazon. They're like a Paramount. They're like a Showtime. That's what they do. They're not a sports streaming. That's what a lot of people aren't understanding. It's like they're not getting into this game to be a prominent figure in boxing. They're getting into this game to just make more money and have more eyes on what they're presenting to as entertainment.
Okay,
So
I had no clue about any of that.
yeah, so I'm like, people saying that Terrence Crawford ain't getting paid and all this stuff is like, you guys are looking at it as if BLK Prime is trying to be Showtime. They're trying to be Top Rank. It's like, no, they're trying to be Amazon. They're trying to be what's another streaming show? They're trying to be Showtime,
Hulu,
Stars,
Hulu,
HBO,
Netflix.
Netflix. That's what they're trying to be. And they're trying to use sports as something where it can draw in
What
eyes,
else do they
casual
have on there?
eyes.
What else do they have on there?
They got TV shows and movies and shit. They like any other streaming service.
Are there any good movies? Any good TV shows? They got Game of Thrones. I'm just
Nah, it look like they got like they more so on the like the Tubi side of the game. They don't got no shit you want to fuck with, but they're new. I'm just saying, I'm being 100. I'm like they don't got
Listen,
nothing
I'm
crazy
not gonna
going,
lie.
but they
I'm not
trying to
gonna
grow.
watch. I'm not gonna watch none of it, but they got some shows.
Yeah,
They got some
yeah,
shows.
they got some
Nothing that
shows.
I'm
Like
watching.
you can watch some shows, but you can also catch them same shows on another app that has better shows and that show. But I'm not saying there's a problem with it, but I'm like,
No,
that's why
I
people are
understand.
saying, like, where's the money coming from? How are you paying Terrence Crawford this amount of money and they're not breaking even? It's like their profit margin isn't off of sports. Their profit margin is off of streaming. And it's like I
Hey,
can't, it's like people will not listen to me when I try to explain that to them.
hey, real quick, I apologize, Flu. I apologize, man. Why Giannis? This man is ridiculous, man. Giannis is ridiculous.
They playing right now, I should
No, no, this the highlights. This just the highlights of the game. Earlier they played the Bulls, but I mean Giannis is just look, bro. Ain't no way you should be getting and ones and dunking. You shouldn't be able to get
it's
an and one
different.
and dunk, bro.
Hey, you see Brooklyn, bro. Brooklyn, they coming. As much
Man,
as I
Brooklyn,
don't like did they end up beating the Hawks?
yeah.
I like Trey Young though. I think Trey Young is I think he's gonna be the
He
next
the
Kyrie
goods.
Irving.
Trae Young the goods. No, he ain't gonna be Kyrie. Oh,
He is. Don't overhype Kyrie, bro.
no, he ain't gonna be Kyrie, bro. He ain't gonna be Kyrie. Trae
Look,
Young,
dog.
he'll be they call it traveling. Wow. They call it
Man, I'm
traveling
trying to
right there.
find. See, I'm not at the crib. My crib burned up. Man. I almost died, bro.
What?
Bro, you see the title is not fake, man. I almost died, nigga.
That's what I wanted. Before we start,
I ain't do that
man,
just
what
for shock
happened?
value, bro.
And guess what I was thinking, bro? Real quick, I swear, guess what I was thinking?
Yeah,
I was like, bro, he in the hotel right now.
that's what
He
I'm saying.
hold on, but guess what? I was
Uh,
like, he probably visiting family. You know what I'm saying, for Christmas, whatever, holidays. So I ain't
yeah,
think too much of it.
yeah,
But
fair
I
enough,
remember I did see the title. Man, what happened, bro?
bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, look,
Was
I'm
it your
telling you,
fault,
man.
bro?
No, I swear to God, it wasn't my fault. It was faulty electrical wiring, bro. I was in my studio room. I'm chilling, man. And I'm making quick because I like explained everything in the beginning, but I was like, I'm chilling, smell the smoke. I come out. I'm like, what's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I cooked a little bit earlier, so I'm not really thinking too much of it. I'm like, okay, all right. I go back in, bro. When I come back out again, man, my whole laundry room, because the way where my crib was, it was like an older house. All the bedrooms over here. It was a 4 bedroom. All their bedrooms over here, bathroom, living room, kitchen, and there was a little laundry room. In the laundry room, hot water heater, electrical system. Everybody say, "Oh, what's in there?" It's like if you had the dryer going. I was like, "Nigga, I ain't had no dryer going. I washed my clothes 2 days ago. Ain't none of that." But it ended up being, yeah, it was faulty electrical wire, man. That shit was, bro. I could have died, bro. For real, for real. So
So were you sleep? Where were you at? What happened?
so since, like I said, like since all the rooms were over here,
Uh,
you had the bathroom and living room, kitchen, then dining room way. Excuse me, the laundry room way over here. I was in the studio room. The studio room is where I always go live and stuff like that. So whenever I do anything in there, I usually have the door closed because for better sound and stuff like that. So I was all the way over here in the studio room. So when the first smoke came through and I smelled it, you know what I'm saying, it didn't really, it wasn't that much. But the second time, that's when I really was like, oh shit, because when I went to the kitchen, that's when it was going crazy. Like I tried to put that shit out. It was crazy, man.
how
I
big
could
was the
die.
fire?
It was, nigga, it burned the whole, like all my clothes. I don't got no clothes, bro. Like you tell, I'm starting from scratch. Like this ain't no fun live, nigga. I'm out here. I'm starting from scratch. But I'm still good.
Everything?
Like this is support to the people. This is me telling people like, man, don't ever let anything get you down. Like y'all can get through anything. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm here.
Damn, bro, that's
I'm supposed to
what.
be
Did
here.
you staying there by yourself?
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm like my family and I are like I lost my pops last year, and my mama she lived with my bro. So yeah, I'm a million miles away. But luckily, see, this is also what's important too. I got to choose my words carefully. Create certain relationships that aren't toxic, but also where they're willing to, you know what I'm saying, show some love. Because shit, when you're away from home, it's very important to have someone that's
To have
going, you know what I'm saying,
have
be willing
somebody
to show
close
you some
around.
love. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm away from home, but luckily enough, you know, I had a couple people show me some love and everything good, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, also do your job. I'm like as much as work and your job is to younger folks, as much as work and job, that shit ain't shit. If you do your job, you do it right, you be respectful, they'll reciprocate it. So at that, yeah.
That's what's up, man. I hope
I'm
everything
alive,
work
man.
out.
I'm good. Everything
Damn,
is good. I'm just happy I'm alive. But everything is good. Like I want to tell the biggest with it. I was hiatus on it, but everything is good. Trust me. This is uh this is things happening not in the order I thought it would, but I've been telling y'all, man. I was like, yo, man, we should improve. We have I'm gonna improve the background. We're gonna improve the camera, everything. Like I ain't got no choice to do it now. So I'm like, there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna be back live and everything's gonna be improved. But as of now, I need a little time, get my head right. Uh, but we here. We doing it through the phone. We
whole
doing
the
everything
whole
through the
studio
phone.
gone. Whole studio
No, no,
gone.
no, studio good. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, my computer, studio, all that stuff is good. So I'm like, when I do move into, my place, to the new place, I'm like, everything's gonna be improved. We're gonna be on some. I can't. It's almost like I can't wait. It hurts my soul because of how it happened, and I still got to deal with all that. I'm dealing with everything that comes with it. But I'm like, everything happens for a
Bro?
reason.
When did this happen, bro?
Christmas night, Christmas day after, like midnight, like you know what I'm saying, 25th,
Bro, this is
10,
crazy,
11,
bro.
yo,
Bro, look. So
no cap.
on Christmas Eve, right? One of the content creators that I rock with, he had a massive heart attack.
Oh man,
Right. And then the next day your shit done got burnt down.
well, shit, my
Respect.
shit don't sound nothing compared to. I'm like, shit, my shit was just material shit, you know.
Yeah, that's he's struggling right now. He fighting though, he
I hope
fighting.
he's okay, man. Yeah, man, blessings. Cause I'm like, you saying that's what even like that makes me even more so like being my like in the mindset I am where it's like, yeah, I could have been asleep. You know what I'm saying? I could have been caught like, and like I explained the extensive what like, cause I tried to put the fire out. I ran back in. I had to get my keys and stuff when I came back out, and I was bleeding from my nose and stuff. But it's like my life was good. You know what I'm saying?
How you was
And
bleeding? You got hit in the face? Or
nah,
smoke got
yeah, it was smoke. The smoke got too heavy, and like the last time, because I tried to like I wanted to fight or flight, so I tried to put the fire out myself. I couldn't. By the time I figured out, like, oh, I can't control this shit, I had to be like, okay, I need to go back in. I need to grab my phone. I need to grab my keys. When I chose to do that, like, it was so smoky in there. It was crazy. Like,
were
I'm
you
saying? I was losing
crawling?
that. Nah, I was running through it. I was like this. I was running through that joint.
You gotta
Cause I
crawl,
was like,
man.
I'm not gonna be slow. I was like, think I'm gonna die if I'm slow. So I was just running back and forth. Didn't see shit. I was just trying to remember where the fuck I put my phone, where the fuck I put my keys. And I was blessed enough to find them. And you know what I'm saying, when I was calling the fire department or 911, whatever, you know what I'm saying, I started like blood dripping out. Like I got some burns and stuff like that, and like my hair. But I'm like, shit, I'm alive and we still do the thing. So I'm like,
It fought your help.
you said what?
I said it fought your help.
Yeah, it did. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I'm letting nigga every day. I'm losing hair, bro. But shit, I'd rather lose hair than my life. You feel me?
Yeah. Man, that's messed up.
But I'm like, even with that, it was a material thing. You telling me, you know what I'm saying, a brother who had a heart attack. I'm like, that's, so I just want to say, man, people, man, appreciate the time you have. Like the New Year's coming up, man. Just really like any beef you have, whatever the case may be, where it's show love, man, because this life is not forever. This life is not. You cannot predict anything. You don't have control over nothing. And it may seem like it because we're in a routine based society. So when you do the same routine over and over, you feel like that's always what the case is gonna be. But when some shit happen that you ain't got no control over, you'll find out real quick. You know what I'm saying? This life ain't yours.
Yeah,
You know
you're right about that.
I'm not gonna stay too long because I'm on the phone. Go ahead, Dub. Anything you want to
Last
say to
thing,
people?
last thing. This ain't nothing
Hey,
too serious.
yeah,
This
go
ain't
ahead.
nothing.
Yeah, because
Man,
I don't want it to be that serious. I didn't want to get that.
Kyrie Cole, man.
Kyrie is
Kyrie
cold.
Cole. He
And
cold, bro.
I'll say that, and I wish Zen was here because I'm like, I was one of the biggest critiques when it comes to Kyrie. But the last couple of years have shown me Kyrie is intellectually, as a man, on a whole nother level than the NBA. But even with that being said, I have to give credit to where credit is due when it comes to skill level. He's on another level when it comes to that too. And it might be a little biased because I feel like I didn't expect him to be who he is and say what he said, being a part of that organization. But
What he said?
the COVID thing, the link
What he
he
said about
dropped,
what he said about COVID?
well, him not taking, what I'm saying, not taking the vaccine, and then when the whole
Did you
link
did
thing
you take the
happened,
vaccine? Did you take
no,
it?
he didn't take the vaccine. He lost his
No,
whole
I said,
season. But he
did
did
you
that.
take it? Did you take it?
No, I never took it.
So what's the problem with him not taking it?
No, I'm not saying a problem. I'm like, no, I'm supporting him. I'm like, yeah, he changed my perspective on him. I used to be very
Okay.
critical of him, and I still can be critical of him as a basketball player. But him showing who he is as a man, it's hard for me to be. It's like because I respect him that much as a man. It's like, man, yeah, good, do that, bro. So yeah,
No,
I'm supportive of him.
yeah, no, I agree. What do you think about what he said about man? I really didn't hear exactly what he said. They say he posted something that about being anti-Semite, a Jew.
Yeah, he didn't post
What?
anything. He posted a documentary. He posted a link to a documentary on Amazon, and in that documentary, people were saying there was anti-Semitic statements in it because it basically denied. This might fuck up the algorithm, but it denied that the Holocaust happened, or not denied, but it said that not as many people died in it. But that's what people were saying. There's also reports saying that it didn't deny anything. It was just saying some of the numbers that were reported were falsified, but it did acknowledge, yes, the Holocaust happened. It didn't happen the way it was told.
So because he posted that,
The link,
they was
that's it.
mad
Just
at him.
the link to the movie. Yes.
But so they was mad at him because of that.
Yes.
Amazing. I thought it
It's
was
the world
something.
we
I
live
thought it
in.
was.
Nope.
I thought it was something. I thought it was something like. I know they were talking about being anti-Semitic and all that, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not even quite sure. And when
That was
I say
all.
this knowing exactly what I'm saying. I'm not quite sure what being anti-Semitic is, right? So,
I
but
could
anyways,
I could break
I
all
don't
that
want.
down, but we won't do that
Yeah,
tonight.
let's
But
not do
it
that.
might. Yeah, I like the time we went. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Like I'm about to be back. I'm saying I got my hair right after everything's going, so I'll be back doing the lives consistently. I'm also gonna be dropping videos as well. It's not gonna be in the same format until I get back into a place. Lives aren't gonna be in the same format until I get back into the place. But like, I'm not gonna stop the content because obviously some shit has happened. Too old for that now, man. You gotta keep shit going because life is too short to take a break. And I'm telling you, you never know when the break that you take, it ain't in your control. So, any
I
last
feel
words
you.
for people, Doug?
Hey man, as always, much love to you, and we'll do it again, brother. You know what it is. Hey, stay up, stay positive, and you gonna make it happen. Let me know if you need anything.
Absolutely, Doug. And I appreciate you coming up in here, bro. For real, for real. especially with this
Always.
particular one. So I appreciate you for that. J Rocks, I appreciate you coming up in here, man. Nothing but love, man. Black Goose TV family all day. Um, hey, happy early New Year's to everybody, man. We're going through the New Year's crazy. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their Christmas, but for the rest of this week, man, we're going crazy here. So I'm like, whenever you want to hop in, look out for the live,
I,
hop in. We're gonna be on the point. But
I got one more thing. I got to plug one more thing. One more
plug it
thing.
in, plug,
Two things.
plug them both
Uh,
in.
First things first. My Cowboys, we playing tomorrow, Thursday. Go Cowboys. And then second thing is my dogs. We got Ohio State this weekend. We're gonna beat the dog shit out of Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. And then I think Michigan gonna beat TCU, and we're gonna go beat the dog shit out of Michigan as well. Georgia, another national championship is on the way. But I just had to put that out there. You know how I
Hey,
am.
respect. Hey, and we're gonna be back too doing the like watching the game stuff like that. I just gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, I can't. But hey,
You
appreciate
doing the
you,
college
Doug.
football stuff?
I won't do college football unless it's like a big like the only way I do that is if like Zen will probably be because I'm like Zen's more the college person when it comes to it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get Zen on here maybe tomorrow or something like that. But I just want to say I appreciate you for real, Dub. Appreciate J Rock. This was a good time, man. Especially for this for me, my first live since you know what I'm saying, nigga almost died. But I love you know what I'm saying. It means
Don't
a lot,
die,
man. I
bro.
appreciate
Don't
y'all
die.
for real. I'm gonna
We
try
need
not
you.
to, man. But just what I want
We
to say
need
from
you.
my side, experiencing that, everybody appreciate the time y'all got, man, because you never know when something happens that you don't have control over. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So salute to the people, man. Hopefully everyone have a good night. New Year's is coming up. I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna do another live tomorrow. So if you want to hop in, you know what I'm saying, you're more than welcome. J Ross want to hop in, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna try and get Zen on this thing, but I'll be back tomorrow and we're gonna be back on a consistent basis when it comes to these lives. It will be in this particular format for now until I move into a permanent spot. But we ain't slowing down. You feel me? We had a little hiccup, we had a little bump in the road. That's not gonna keep us from keep on growing, keep on going, and keep on doing what we gotta do. So salute to people, much love to people. Dub, any last words?
Hey man, shout out to you, man, and stay up, brother. And we look forward to I look forward to being live with you again. And all love and support.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, Dub. We'll be back tomorrow. You already know what it is. Black Goose TV all day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the motherfucking channel if you're not part of the family. Notification game, much love. But we're gonna be back tomorrow. You already know what it is.